Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a special guest and it is my boyfriend Brock, and we thought it would be a really fun idea to do a little bit of a Q&A session but with a very specific topic. So do you want to tell them what type of questions you're going to be asking me?
Today I'm going to be asking Emma questions about women's health and particularly about the menstrual cycle.
Yeah, so Brock is going to be asking me all of his questions that he's ever had about a woman's body, and we thought it'd be really fun because this is what I studied and it gives everyone a chance to just really see questions that men have specifically for women and hear a woman answer it. So yeah, do you want to just start and ask your first question?
So I'm a personal trainer and I'm obviously very into movement, and I've seen things before that different modalities of movement are more beneficial to women depending on their cycle and where they're at in their cycle. What are those and why?
Okay, depending on where we're at in our cycles, our bodies want to move in different ways because of what's going on hormonally. So in the first half of our cycle during the follicular phase, right after menstruation, we would benefit from doing more energetic endurance-based workouts. So that would be things like running and just going on long walks, hikes, swimming, kayaking, rock climbing, those sorts of things, because estrogen is on the rise and so is LH and FSH, and so those all give our bodies a boost in energy, and our metabolism is actually a bit lower, so that frees up more energy for like movement based things. So endurance-based workouts would be great then, and then leading into ovulation, we're actually at our peak performance. So if you are an athlete or a runner or something like that, and a race fell around ovulation or a big event fell around ovulation, that would be ideal because you would have your peak in estrogen and actually your peak in testosterone, things like that. So you'd be at your like peak performance. And so that's a great time to do like speed-based workouts or performance-based workouts like HIIT workouts, or like really hard sessions in the gym where you're going for like a PR or something like that. And then leading into luteal, resistance-based workouts in the first half of luteal would be really great because your progesterone is higher, so that actually allows you to build more muscle. And then in the last half of luteal, you want to like kind of slow down as you go into menstruation and those sorts of things, because cortisol actually peaks and that would cause you to like hold on to weight because your metabolism is a bit higher. So if you were to push your body when your metabolism is higher, it actually works against your body and makes your body want to hold on to weight and things like that. So in the last half of luteal, you would want to slow down and do like vinyasa yoga, and maybe if you feel called to it, going on longer walks, things like that. But then as you go into menstruation, it's really beneficial to just rest and like journal and stretch and go on walks and things like that.
Okay. My next question is, how can I best support you during your menstrual phase?
Yeah. Okay. So during menstrual, I feel like I like to just rest a lot, and I always really want like a warm like hot pack. So you could probably like offer to make me a hot pack, maybe like cut up some ginger or something, put it in there. Make me tea would be nice.
Okay.
I also feel like offering to pick up things at the store, which you already do, but you could specifically ask like if I needed something like tampons or like some type of food or some type of chocolatey treat, like Hue chocolate or something like that.
Okay, based off that response, if I were to go to the store to get you tampons, what would I look for in a tampon and why?
You're asking this because of all of the like information coming out about tampon brands right now?
Yeah, like titanium dioxide I've seen was in a brand or something like that.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of heavy metals being found in tampon brands, even organic ones. So there is a brand of tampons that I really like, and that's Lola, and that's because Lola and that's because Lola actually recently came out that they had third-party testing done on their tampons, and it was shown that they had no trace amounts of any heavy metals, titanium dioxide, or anything like that. And so I would say Lola because they use organic cotton and they're really the ethical brand.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah.
So if I were to cook you a meal to best support you through each phase of the cycle, what would you prefer?
Ooh. I feel like it could go so many different directions. I'll start with like follicular phase, coming out of my bleed. I feel like my body feels a little bit like it needs to be replenished, so probably like mineral dense foods. That would probably look like lots of like fresh veggies. So like, do you want to do like dinners?
Yeah, sure, dinners work.
Okay, so for a dinner, I would say like maybe some type of like fresh sushi dish. Like,
Okay.
I really like when we do like handheld rolls, or even just like sushi bowls with like seaweed to like make little bites out of, but with lots of fresh veggies, lots of color, like rainbow rolls, but with like tuna, like raw tuna, like some smoked salmon, and some avocado, and then some nori because of the minerals, and like red cabbage, cucumbers, carrots, rainbow carrots, maybe some kimchi for the probiotics.
I like this.
Maybe we can make this later.
Yeah. You guys should ask for a recipe on that one.
Yeah, we love the recipe videos, him especially.
Yep. I get the leftovers of the recipe videos.
Yeah, I make a lot of food, so he gets to eat it all. So then after follicular ovulation, I feel like I love a good like snack plate dinner, and like we could take it outside. So like a girl dinner situation with some good like crackers, like the sourdough crackers, or like the Mary's crackers, like the super seedy ones, with like a homemade hummus, maybe like a beet hummus, like garlic or dill, and like a good like the smoked raw cheddar cheese, and some like fig jam, and then maybe some like steak cut up, and like some nuts, maybe like some walnuts, pistachios, maybe some avocado.
Okay. You know, I would love to support you during your ovulation, so to better picture this, like I think I need a visual representation of what this would look like.
Tonight.
Yeah, maybe tonight, tomorrow works too.
Berries
next
too.
day.
Berries need to be on the plate, or any seasonal fruit, like a good persimmon, figs.
Okay.
Next, luteal phase. I love like I need more carbs. Like I crave carbs as always. So sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Japanese sweet potatoes, of course.
I know that.
So like a burger bowl maybe with some like grass-fed little burger patties with like some Japanese sweet potato fries on a bed of like arugula or butter lettuce with some like fresh herbs, maybe like dill, or like maybe even some like dill pickles on it, sriracha, mayo, avocado in all of them, and I feel like that would be good.
That would be good.
With like a nice like yummy kombucha or something.
We have all those ingredients at home too. That's the funny thing.
You're asking me to cook for you.
Oh, I mean, I can make it too, right? That's the point of this conversation, right?
Yeah, okay. Menstrual, I love like warming foods because I always feel like it helps get things moving. So like a nourishing like hearty soup with like a base of bone broth to get me some like minerals and protein in. Where are you looking?
You.
Oh. Like looking up.
No.
Like a creamy soup maybe, like tomato soup or like butternut squash soup, and with like a good sourdough bread to like dip into it, like a fresh, like crunchy on the outside, spongy on the inside. Yeah, so that would be, and like salmon. I love salmon. I always crave it.
Okay. Is there any particular foods that help support you in your menstrual cycle?
Yeah, I made a whole video on that.
Okay.
And I'm also hosting a course on that. So if you want to join the course, there'll be a link in the description. It starts in a week from, in like 5 days. But there's that. But like specifically, I kind of like mentioned it. Menstrual, you really want to focus on like protein.
Okay.
You want to also get in some like good like fats, some like nourishment, hardiness, magnesium-rich foods, calcium-rich foods, things like that. But yeah, I would say, that's why a lot of girls crave like chocolate leading up to it because of the magnesium and the iron. You also want to like focus on getting iron, like replenishing your body.
Okay.
So things like that,
What about herbs?
Herbs, specifically for like menstrual phase?
All the above.
For just women in general?
Yeah.
There's a lot of herbs. It would be very specific for women, like where they're at, but I feel like red raspberry leaf tea is a uterine tonic, and it's just a woman's health herb altogether, so it can benefit women throughout their lifetimes, throughout their lifetimes, but throughout their lifetime in general. So red raspberry leaf is one that's really great. I also recommend chaste tree berry for some women. It can be really helpful for modulating estrogen and progesterone and finding the optimal balance. Shatavari is also one that I really recommend because it's an adaptogen that has an affinity for the female reproductive system. There's a lot, but it's very specific of like the woman and where they're at and like what their body needs. And yeah, it's hard to say specifically, but those are three that I like specifically like help women very often.
My next question is, I've seen before that women on average require or would benefit at least from maybe an extra hour or two of sleep a night compared to men. Why is that?
I don't think it's an extra hour or two. I think it's like 30 minutes.
Okay.
To an hour maybe, but it's because our brains are going through so many hormonal fluctuations, like much more than a man on a monthly basis. A man follows like the 24-hour testosterone, like cortisol, just like circadian rhythm, and then a woman on top of that circadian rhythm also has an infradian rhythm, and so there's like so much more going on in her body that her brain just needs extra sleep to like recover and adapt to it. And so yeah, that's why.
Makes sense.
Yeah, specifically in the latter half of luteal phase and in menstrual phase, your body needs about like 30 extra minutes of sleep compared to follicular and ovulation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Even though you sleep more than me. He slept in late today. It's also Sunday, so.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, sleepy day.
Are there specific herbs that support women differently than men?
Yeah, I mean, they're all modulating like what they do in the body, and each herb is going to affect each individual person differently depending on who they are and like their unique makeup. And so like that's the difference between like men and women is like there's a lot going on differently, like hormonally and chemically in their bodies, and so the herbs are going to find you and like help you, or maybe not help you because of who you are and like what's going on in your body. So I would say there's a lot of like estrogen modulating herbs that might cause like breast budding in like young men or in men in general that might not be super beneficial. So that would be things more like fenugreek, but fenugreek can also be really beneficial for some men because it also modulates testosterone and can actually raise testosterone. So it's like herbs kind of meet people and they can be kind of adaptogenic in that sense. But there are some herbs that I would say are like more like feminine supporting herbs, like shatavari is a very great adaptogen for women, whereas ashwagandha can be very beneficial for men, but that's not to say that some women wouldn't benefit from ashwagandha because women still have testosterone, and that wouldn't, I mean, I typically don't work with men, so like I don't necessarily always give men like shatavari, but it could be helpful for men. It just really depends on the person. But that being said, I wouldn't necessarily give a man like wild yam because that's more modulating for like progesterone. I also wouldn't necessarily give a man chaste tree berry either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So my final question is, where's the clip?
Seriously said that. What the heck?
What?
Yeah.
That was one of the questions.
Well, okay. Okay, well, now that you've asked me all of your questions, now it's time that I get to ask you some of my questions.
Oh, no. This wasn't part of the script.
Okay, so I feel like you've been dating me long enough that you can answer these questions. So this is more like a quiz than a Q&A.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is like the quiz part
Okay.
of the video. Okay. So my first question is, what can you expect of me when I'm ovulating?
I expect you to be very passionate about your work.
Okay. What else?
Very energetic.
Okay.
Yeah, more energetic. More lovey. I get more attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what about luteal phase?
Luteal phase. You're more energetic in a way of productivity towards your work, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like get things done.
Yeah, get things done. Cleaning. Yeah, things like that. Yeah.
Cuddly.
By the end of the day. Yeah, because you're worn out from your production of the day.
Cuddly once I have all my stuff done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good answers. What is day 1 of your cycle?
Day 1 of your cycle is when you bleed.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice.
That's actually really good. Good job.
3 for 3.
Yeah, I guess. Say a woman is tracking her cycle naturally to prevent pregnancy or to get pregnant, either way. What are 3 things she can track throughout the course of a month to predict when ovulation occurs?
I know where you're getting at here. The moon.
I guess. I'm talking about like her body's symptoms.
Oh. I don't know. Well, one thing she could track in order to track her cycle would be her feelings and
I mean, yeah.
yeah, her feelings towards how she feels when she wakes up in the morning.
Her feelings towards how she feels when she wakes up in the morning.
Yep.
All right. Well, I know how you answer when a teacher would call on you in class. No. So,
Oh man.
well, I mean, yes, like paying attention to how you feel. And I like how you said like when she wakes up in the morning, because when you wake up in the morning, you would track your like basal body temperature, which is your temperature before you do anything.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's like you would track your temperature, and you could also add on tracking your cervical mucus. Because
Okay.
typically around ovulation it's like more egg white and stretchy.
Okay.
And then you can also track your cervical position, so the position of your cervix, because it moves
Okay.
throughout the course of your cycle.
I didn't know any of that, so thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, do you have any more questions?
Any more questions? I don't believe so. Do you have any more questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
75%, it's all good.
70. You got a C today.
Yeah.
We'll do
average.
better next time.
Average.
But actually, really good. It's passing. So,
Yeah, I
good
pass.
job. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's all that we have for today. I wanted to mention that I am going to be teaching a in-depth group container on this, where you build connection with other women, you get to ask me questions, and I teach in depth what's going on in each phase of your cycle. I give you specific foods that really support it, specific herbs, teach you what's going on hormonally, all of those things, show you how to track when you're fertile as a form of birth control, all of those things. So it's a really in-depth class, and we get to connect further one-on-one. We meet weekly on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Pacific time zone. And yeah, we do that for 4 weeks, and you get to meet a bunch of other women. So I will link tickets down below. It starts next Thursday, the first week of September. And yeah, so that's my course. You can also learn more about it on my website and on my Instagram, which will also be linked in the description. But other than that, I am super excited to continue making videos on this topic. So if you're curious about women's health, make sure to subscribe. And I will see you in another video soon. Until then, I hope that you are able to go out in nature and spend some time alone with yourself, alone with the earth, or with loved ones, out enjoying the beautiful earth. and make sure that you are regulating yourself, taking some deep belly breaths whenever you feel anxious or feel like you need to connect deeper to yourself. And I will you taking a deep breath? He's like, I need that after this. And until next time, I hope that you are doing well, and I will see you soon. I love you. Bye.